business outsourcing, or in general outsourcing. Outsourcing is a pretty broad subject, so I'm just going to skim over the topics of it because it can be pretty confusing as you get down to the deep parts of it. Through our presentation today, I'm going to discuss three main topics. Basically, what is business outsourcing, the pros of business outsourcing. You hear a lot about the cons of business outsourcing, like, oh, it's so bad. From an employee standpoint of view, that might be true, but from a manager standpoint of view or an owner standpoint of view, it's actually a very, very good thing. And then cons of outsourcing, and from an employee standpoint of view, there actually are a lot of cons of outsourcing. So, what is business outsourcing? How many of you actually know or kind of have a definition of what you think outsourcing is? From this business outsourcing, it refers to a company that contracts with another company to provide a service. So basically what that means is a company will contract another country, and they will send work from that company that they're trying to work with, and they'll send it to another company at which the other company specializes in that, and they will do it for them. So for example, payroll services, if I want to outsource that, I will contract with a company who specializes in payroll services, and they will do everything for me. Another big one is email services, or call center services. I've also read that financial services are getting to become a big one that's being outsourced, as well as human relations. So that's basically just a general meaning of what business outsourcing is. The pros of business outsourcing. First off, probably the most important one is that it saves money for the company. It saves money on operational costs. It is actually more expensive to have in-house employees than it is to outsource business. So if you outsource your business, it's more productive actually because you have specialized people, and it is cheaper, and it kind of goes hand in hand. So if you're an owner of a company, you might want to, and you're looking to expand, you might want to outsource just to save a little bit more money, and it's all actually more profitable. The second is focus on core activities of the company. What that means is during times of expansion and times of economic growth, a company might get bogged down sometimes with back office business. And what that means is financial or human relations during time of expansion will grow a lot and it'll bog a company down. So basically what happens if you outsource that, you'll be able to focus on more goals for that company, and you will not, you will have to, basically that's it. And the second, or last one, pros of outsourcing is access to a larger pool of workers. Basically what that means is if you have more people that specialize in that area, then they're likely to have more insight on what's going on with the company and have better clues to what's going on. So if instead of having just a few workers in your company know the company, outsourcing that section of work to specialized people will be better, and they will have more insight on what's going on. So, although there are a lot of pros of business outsourcing, there are a lot of cons. The first one is loss of managerial control. Basically what that means is once you outsource and you sign that contract and you outsource your work to other people, you can't control it anymore. So if an internal problem happens within the company, you can't do anything about it. You just have to sit and wait until everything happens and everything settles out. The second one is classified information may be at risk. What that means is if you, sometimes not a contractor, but a company that you outsource to might ask you to provide some pretty classified information. And when that happens, some of it might be breached or compromised. And when that happens, companies can actually go under. And what you would want to do if you actually were to outsource some sort of information out to another company, you would want it to establish a clause within the contract that if that happens, you can sue them for damages. And the last one, obviously, is creates bad publicity for a company. When you hear of jobs being outsourced, everyone just makes a big political deal about it. Politicalized media does. So when that happens, I mean, it kind of hurts a company's reputation. Within business, reputation is a lot. So, I just created this slide to say how business outsourcing can affect Americans. Certain jobs Americans specialize in may be outsourced. So if you have a financial degree or something like that, but the company wants to outsource to save a few dollars, I mean, it's just the way that the business world works, and it kind of sucks, but that's how one way it can affect Americans. First off, outsourcing causes unemployment in America to grow, which then affects the economy, as you can see we kind of have right now. Not really outsourcing, but high unemployment, but that's also been a big problem too. It allows less opportunities for Americans that are struggling. So, in conclusion, I have talked about what is outsourcing, the pros of business outsourcing and the cons, and how it can affect Americans. I know this is very broad, and it's a very 4 or 5 minutes speech, but I hope that you guys have gained a little bit more of what business outsourcing is. And if you have any questions, just ask me. And here are my references that if you need to check out, I'm pretty credible about it, then you can. So thank you very much.